On this very beautiful day, I have a special guest with me. He is the founder of several non-for-profit organizations. Veeru founded the Chess Club of Canada, as well as the Justice in Time for Canadians. He's also a member of the Toastmasters Club. Please welcome with me, Veeru Nagalla. You're welcome, Veeru.
Thank you, Damlola. Thanks so much.
So, Veeru, we would like to know you. First of all, where you're from and how long you have been in Canada, what you have been up to.
Well, it's a long story to start with. I was born and brought up in Andhra Pradesh, India. That's the place, and Telugu is my mother tongue. And at the age of 4, my uncle Ranganayakulu Nadendla, so he taught me chess, and he is also a civics lecturer. So that's the reason I do have more knowledge on the human rights, constitution, and lot of social and how it's functioning. The public administration, I have a lot of interest in that particular area. So from there it started. After that, I worked with private organizations, and 1 year I worked in UK. After that, I got my PR, permanent residency, and then we moved to Toronto in 2015, Canada. So 2015 is the one thing which I like in Canada is the freedom. I always, for me personally, freedom is most valuable than the life. So without freedom, I mean, I cannot assume any life. So that's the personal priority for me. In the society, everyone should be treated equally. Even in my Toastmasters speeches, I spoken about my favorite scientists, my favorite leaders. It's like Abraham Lincoln. So Lincoln, who actually abolished the slavery, or even the Martin Luther King Jr., who fought for the civil rights, and Mahatma Gandhi is his ideal. That's where, I mean, even I also rise in the same lines of ideology on the equality and inclusiveness. And from my childhood, I always fight for my rights and also for my team rights. So that's that kind of qualities I exhibited. And coming to the civil speakers Toastmasters, last 3 years I did a lot of assignments in Toastmasters, especially in 4 Atlantic states and 3 US states.
Yeah.
As an area director for District of 45, and currently as a president for the Civil Speakers Toastmaster. And also I'm a member of a Fractal Toastmaster and also Rise and Shine Advanced Toastmasters. So what happened in Toastmasters, basically I have the courage, confidence, and these qualities are a bit behind the scenes. And after Toastmasters, I am known to many of my team members, my colleagues. For example, I'm known to you. That's the reason I'm here today. So like this, so Toastmasters gave me ample opportunities to showcase my talents and nurture my talents. And in every leadership, there are some shortcomings. So no leader in the world is like 100% perfect. So everybody has some shortcomings. So Toastmasters here, I mean, it gave me ample opportunities to know my shortcomings, and also the opportunities in terms of the feedback to know, okay, this is the area you can grow. And here I increased my confidence and my courage enormously. And today, on most of the national issues, I can easily fight.
So you mentioned that you arrived in Canada in 2015.
Yeah.
In Toronto. When did you arrive in New Brunswick? What year?
Yeah. In 2015 onwards, I mean, I started working with private banks, the top 5 banks as a senior business analyst. So in the COVID time, what happened? I couldn't get employment in Toronto,
Okay.
and that time I got job with Service New Brunswick.
Oh, that's
So then
interesting.
in 2020, I moved from Toronto to New Brunswick, and from there onwards, I continued here in Fredericton, and I associated with many organizations in New Brunswick, and also I liked New Brunswick a lot. The reason being, Toronto is also like a metropolitan city.
Yeah.
I don't know who are my neighbors in any of the apartment, and mostly the relationships are very commercial. In New Brunswick, I always find the relationships are very warm, and the
Right.
people are very friendly.
That is true.
So that's why I felt the relocation idea. I mean, I never made it happen. The reason being, I mean, I can meet anybody, any people, any associations. I mean, and a lot of support is there. I know we don't have more facilities, especially in terms of healthcare or the employment. There are shortcomings are there. More than that, still the people and relationships are very good. I mean, which I want a lot. I like a lot.
That's beautiful, and that's a beautiful testimony of New Brunswick to hear. So I didn't realize that you have just been in New Brunswick for about 3 years now, since 2020, because all of the work that you have done that I'm aware of, it's been a lot. You have had so much impact within the community. And right now I want to hear about the Chess Club of Canada. And before you go into that, I want you to speak a bit about what you're doing with the age group of those that are involved with this club, because I know that there are youths that are involved. Can we just speak about that?
Yeah. So as I said earlier, I mean, I learned chess at the age of 4. Like any other poor country, or it's a middle class. So basically what happens when you fight to earn your bread and butter, you don't focus on your dreams. That's what happens with everybody, every middle class family in the world. So right, I mean, you focus on what gives you that bread and butter. So though, I mean, I have a lot of passion in chess, I couldn't take it as a profession in my childhood. I mean, I studied engineering like everyone else in India, so they all study engineering. It's easy way to get that bread and butter. So after that, coming to 2015, slowly I started teaching chess in Toronto, my apartments. So it's after 5 o'clock, till 5 o'clock I have a lot of meetings and work, and then one and a half hour travel in subways.
Yeah.
And then I started teaching chess, and people say, how come you're teaching chess? It's a mind game. People are tired. I say, I have passion for it. It happens automatic.
Yeah.
So that's where, I mean, I started teaching chess. Slowly some students are there, and especially during holiday time, people, the children, the parents are working.
Yes.
And you know, right, so before COVID, everyone needs to go to the office. So then what's next? So then, I mean, I used to take vacation for my son's sake, because even his daycare is off during this particular March breaks. So that time anyway, I mean, I was there at home, and also I invite other children to my home, and there are like around 10 kids something. So that's where initially the first tournament I organized in my apartment, in
Wow.
1-bedroom apartment.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And after that, and some of my friends, and then we thought that okay, we can have one chess club. Then I thought okay, we can have one for Canada, so the chess club of Canada. So that's where, I mean, I registered and started organizing the tournaments. So after that, the COVID hit in 2020. So that period, I mean, we have bad time. We don't have much time for the club. However, COVID helped me in many ways. During the COVID, I was in Fredericton.
Right.
So here that time I was renting in my basement. I used to teach chess to the people in California, in UK, India, and also here in Fredericton. Many people. It's all virtual.
Oh, wow.
And since I love the game, and also I know the basics. So I tell people I'm not a coach for the advanced players. I'm coach for the beginners. The beginners
Right.
can be 4 year, 5, 6, 7. So that is my age. I pick up these children, and I have some online tools I take up there. So you start beginning and all, they practice, then they practice and all. So that's where they start. And meanwhile, now I completed now I got my license with the International Chess Federation as a developmental instructor in that. And that's where it is there. And in New Brunswick, actually, we can have a chess club in each and every school. So that's my vision. However, it is still taking a shape. So that's the problem. So here the cooperation from the government is lacking. So we have only one player, Jason is there, like he is 2000 plus international chess player from New Brunswick. Usually in some countries, the players whoever might be representing or bringing name for the nation or state, so
Yes.
they will be given employment by the state, government employment,
Oh,
honorary employment basically, so that they can focus and get more name, fame in
Yeah.
the internationally. So usually that's the case. In New Brunswick, I feel that's what missing.
is missing. That's
That-
not existing.
That's what missing. So that's a little bit thing. And chess clubs, I'm always from my chess club. I'm always ready to run the chess clubs, support the chess clubs across the province. We have 4 ASDs, Anglophone school districts, and 3 Francophone school districts. There are only 7 school districts, and chess board costs $35. So it is not like a
Annually
big
or?
no board chess board.
Oh, chessboard. Yeah.
Okay, if I purchase and give it a
Of
one
course.
board for a school, they can use it for 10 years,
Exactly. Yeah.
right? So this is a minimum. I don't know, like they may have some different priorities, but this is what, like you have 4 or 5 boards in a school, and even I can support, and maybe some other volunteers can support. We need to go initially and tell them this is the way, and once the students, they have sufficient knowledge, and nowadays you have all the YouTube videos are there, and you have all the websites are there. It is
Yeah.
not rocket science. Even rocket science can be learned through YouTube and websites. So today, that is quite possible.
True.
Okay, the only thing is the students, they need to given that basic tools, right?
Yeah.
So that's what. Any question?
Yes, I want to ask because speaking about this and this getting into the school system, what are the advantages? I know you mentioned earlier that it is a mind game. I know the fact that it's a concentration game. It's something that deals with strategy. You need to understand. That is about all I know are the advantages for chess. But what would be the value if it gets into the schools?
There are a lot of values, not only chess, any game. So today, if you compare, if the children are not playing outside soccer, okay,
Yeah.
they're playing soccer in the computer,
True. True, yeah.
right? So this is the problem. And some games like PUBG and some other games are there, which children should not play, but
Yeah.
they are playing.
True.
There are many games the children are becoming addictive.
Sure.
Okay, so as a parent, our first responsibility is to make sure to reduce their display
Screen time, yeah.
Screen time.
Yeah, I
Then
agree.
then you do whatever you want.
Right.
Okay, so I'm not
Yeah.
recommending chess. Okay.
Okay.
So this is one.
Yeah.
And whenever they're watching some serials or anything, any cartoons, there is a limit. You watch for 10
True.
minutes. Even you watch 1000 minutes, are you getting anything out of it?
No.
Nothing, right?
Just a lazy.
Yeah. Okay. So that's where if you're giving a device,
Yeah.
ask them to play chess. Okay, chess not only it's analytical and this one, it
Yeah.
increases your focus,
Right.
right? So that focus is required. And also in India, people compare chess with the life. So if you know how to play pieces on the board,
Right.
so at least you have a minimum skills in life.
Right. Right.
Right? In chess, every piece has various characteristics and how they move and what's their power. The same way in our real time life, it's not the same. Every individual is different.
Yep.
Right? So there are horses in, we call knights in chess. The same way we may have some cunning people in here as well.
Right.
Right? So we need to know. So that is the reason. I mean, we need to emphasize and reinforce that games and sports in school. So right now, I mean, I know definitely in the coming years and all, this is predominantly when people are addictive to the devices, they lose their human senses and human touch. And if they don't have that empathy, social connection, so they born as human, and I don't know how, I mean, if they don't have any connection with anybody else, if they prefer a device than a mother or than a father or than a friend, then how do you see that, right?
In life.
So that shouldn't happen.
True.
Okay, so we need to encourage them. So that is the reason. And chess is one of the cheapest. This is not, for example, I'm not asking to create a soccer field. I'm not asking to, right? So they may cost.
Or
they may
to buy a device which costs hundreds of dollars.
No, buy a board.
$35.
Right. So buy a board, 4 boards for one elementary school, middle school, and this one. Okay, you keep that boards and you request. And also this year, the NB Chess Association, I entered into the Chess Association. I mean, I got elected. I'm also finding ways, I mean, how we can bring this game to each and every child in the state. So usually whenever I start working on something, I write a child born in New Brunswick, a child born in Canada, a child born on this planet. Like, what is going on? What are the differences? What are the tools and necessary support available to them? How they are navigating from the existing in the existing system, from the position to the position, how it's moving on.
Right.
So that's what I analyze. I mean, obviously, in New Brunswick, we have many disadvantages are there, but still we can actually turn it into opportunities. Right. So for example, I mean, New Brunswick is not known to the world. I mean, by bring the world champions in chess, or maybe snowmobiles, or maybe some other ice hockey. So we have already, I mean, ice hockey, UNB won it, probably, you know. So UNB won, University of New Brunswick won the national championship, I think, this year. Right. So when, I mean, are we supporting them, right? So the proper support, and getting championship 1 year is not sufficient. The consistency is important.
That is correct. That is so true that you say that. Talking about the tournaments, I want you to speak more about that. How can people be a part of this? So now you've spoken about the age group, the children. Maybe we should emphasize on that. And also to speak about the tournaments, how can children get involved? My husband bought a chessboard, by the way, and it sits on our dining table. So anytime the kids are screaming about wanting to watch TV or play a game, he starts to move the piece, and that attracts them. So for that to get into more homes and probably even to a level where they get to compete, how can they get involved in the tournaments?
So NB Chess Association, they organize the tournaments of national rated tournaments. And from the Chess Club of Canada, I organize the tournaments. My tournaments are like a picnic for the children. So usually I start with a prominent talk. For example, from for the latest tournaments, Carl Broad from Civil Speakers, they came as speakers, keynote speakers. In Toronto, usually I call the Christopher Leadership course. So they come and they talk about the topics useful for the children. And recent my tournament in March, Milton GTA, one Amita, psychologist, she came and she talked about bullying in schools, empathy importance, and a lot of other stuff which is very important for the children. So that is one takeaway. And next, the tournament is very normal. It is not, we don't need to follow we follow the international rules, but not like the rated tournaments. There
Right.
you need to write the steps and all. So in my tournaments you don't need to write, and these tournaments are for under 14.
Under 14.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, under 14. And also usually I keep lunch as pizzas or anything, so which the kids like a lot. And at the end usually, or in the I call our MLA, like here David
Right.
Cohn, or
Right.
there any
Right.
ministers.
Right.
They can come and talk about leadership, and that is actually an inspiration, and kids love it.
That is
To receive
awesome.
the gifts from any prominent persons in the community.
Okay.
They love it. So that's where, so right now, I'm not organizing so many.
Okay.
The reason
Yeah,
being,
I was going to ask if they were
yeah.
seasonal or if they're annual.
So not right. But in the future, in my future plans, I would like to keep it, for example, 1 month Miramichi, 1 month Moncton, and like that. Like if we have, from the club side, I have many. So whenever I increase some activity, I need some support from the club side as well, right? I'm alone, cannot do everything.
Right. So you're not getting sponsorship. I know it's a
No, I have
non-for-profit, but-
sponsorship, but I need some helping hands.
Oh,
So yeah,
right.
so since I have my friends in Toronto, like they helped me in all the tournaments.
Right.
Even there is an organization, NCPL, it's a consulting, IT and consulting firm
Okay.
in Toronto.
Okay.
They also heavily sponsored my chess tournaments.
Okay.
And also some, and recently, I presented chess club in Indo-Canadian Chamber of Commerce.
Oh.
So that is the chamber where all the related Indo-Canadian
Yes,
companies
yes.
are members of it. Even they are very much impressed, and many people expressed their sponsorship and all.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
So now that you mention help, so are you saying that there are positions waiting to be filled? How can people help you? Do they have to be a member of this club to support?
Yeah, see, first thing is, we need space. Okay.
Okay.
Like if you say, Veeru, can you host a tournament tomorrow? Yes, I can. Okay. So now you get me space. Okay.
Right.
You get me space where 20 children can sit and play. Or if we want, we can do bigger things. But right, when we are doing bigger things, we need that backup support.
Yeah.
That is required. Okay. So, and the second, and that is the first one. And rest, and we have the boards and everything. And there are many people who can support. Like this is the first thing. And some people too take responsibility.
Right.
Right? For example, if I'm in Fredericton, if I have to come here and open the doors, then it's
Yeah.
difficult, right?
Yeah, true. So are you training or just running the tournaments? Are you still training, and how are you doing that? Are you doing that virtually or in person?
Virtual, right? Virtually, I was training. So what happened right now? I focused much in Toastmasters.
Okay.
So last year, I got elected as the Area 13 director, and then my goal is to bring Area 13 as #1 area in the entire District 45,
Okay.
and which I got achieved last year. And we have around three the top clubs in Area 13, even civil speakers part of that Area 13. And this year, I stepped down to the president of this one. The reason being, we need to work as a president in order to compete as a district director or a district role in that one.
Okay.
So that's the reason I'm going this path. So right now, the focus is here.
With
So
the
that's the reason I'm
Toastmasters.
keeping chess a bit there.
Okay.
Yeah, but slowly I'm developing on that.
Okay.
But
All
it's there on my cards. But the only thing is, as much help I receive, if there are somebody to take charge and say, okay, we can take care Moncton, then what is the help I can provide? I can bring in that help.
Okay.
Okay, the trainers are who not anybody.
Okay.
Okay.
But
so,
that is available currently in Fredericton.
uh,
Do you have that support available already in Fredericton?
Not much, not consistently.
Okay,
so
still
mostly,
the same thing
Yeah.
as, okay.
So
all right.
mostly, I mean, I'm alone. So whenever I need to organize a tournament, then I seek help.
Right.
And some of the individuals who
Right.
are free, then they volunteer.
Right,
Right. So that needs to be a bit improved.
right.
Right. If at least like 10 parents are there, if they're taking, then.
Okay.
So right now I have more availability to making things from higher level to the. For example, now I can connect to the Chess Federation of Canada.
Yeah.
Like if somebody on the ground can help me.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm working on the ground and I need to make like end to end, that is difficult right now.
That is impressive. Thank you so much, Veeru, for your time this evening. And you have spoken so much about how you are impacting the community. It's interesting where this started. As a young boy in India so many years ago, you learned chess, and most importantly, you learned the importance and the value of life and how important it is for human rights. And as a result, you brought with you that passion across continents, and you are putting that passion into work through different organizations, cutting through different layers of humanity, helping children learn leadership by learning how to play chess, and then standing up for several Canadians who do not have access and rights to justice. Also playing your part in politics with a political party. You're doing a lot, impacting the community, and that is commendable. Thank you so much for joining the show today.
Yeah, thank you, Damlola. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Right.